Hello, watching family. How brilliant was that Sonic Unleashed video? I can't express enough how much I love that video and all the people involved. Being able to share the spotlight with my friends is awesome as well. It's always sweet when I hear back the recordings that each person sent me. And everyone did a stellar job this time as well. Hopefully in future videos of that scale I can not only invite new people onto the vids, but also up the quality of them. Because though my videos do hold at least a bit of a standard, there's still some small things I need to get the hang of. One of which is the volume of the speaker and the volume of the music. It's been a problem I've faced for a bit, especially on my small little laptop videos I used to make. But recently it was brought back to my attention when an avid viewer of Sheen, Dib, commented, and I quote, "Why is everyone speaking so damn quiet, Zog? Crying emoji, peace emoji." Huh, I guess he's right. Thanks, Dib. Though, I could say so much about that video. I think I need to hear someone else say it. So of course, Tarnix is doing it because, I don't know, he's just everywhere I go now.
Cinema, from start to finish. I will Sheen with every last breath I have. It was a pleasure being a part of this big old Sheen family.
But anyway, enough about me. Let's move on to today's video topic. Today we'll be discussing Sonic Riders, another Sonic racing game. You know, I'm getting all the dog shit out of the way so we can get to the good stuff, if you catch my drift. Get it because you drift in Sonic R. And Sonic Riders. We previously discussed Sonic Racing, Crossworlds and Sonic R, so why not follow down this path and continue with Sonic Riders? I'm sure everyone will love it. But before we begin, please subscribe to the channel. It's literally effortless for you to do, and you can check if you're subscribed and click it. I'd be greatly appreciated. But that's implying anyone who is new to my channel is watching this, so yeah, never mind. Sonic Riders plays quite reminiscent to Sonic R, except you aren't using your feet, no silly. Obviously you're using these jet boards that haven't appeared in any other game at all. Like what? This must have been such a confusing time for Sonic fans, because I have no idea what people were thinking back then. Though, the thing is, in that era of video games, the idea was to experiment with what you already had to see what would stick. Sonic Riders came out in 2006. This and 2005 were basically the prime years for weird and wacky AAA experiments. And do you know what else came out in 2006? The Wii. Yes, the Wii. The revolutionary console made by Nintendo. And unlike Sonic Riders, the Wii sold really well. It was a really wacky time to be alive with all these different experiments companies were pulling. Except I wasn't alive, so I just went on this tangent for no reason. As I was saying though, Sonic Riders used these jet boards as the vehicle of the game, and they come with their various mechanics and skill ceiling for you to learn. The main attribute this game gives is air. Yes, air, the thing we all breathe on the daily. These guys have to fight for their air usage. What the fuck is this, the Lorax?
I'm Frankenstein's head on a spider's body!
The air in this game is used for all kinds of different things, like tricking, boosting, and performing charged jumps. The amount of air you have is limited though, so beware. If you're able to run out of air somehow like a little baby fetus, then you do get punished. You begin slowing down to below top speed, your handling will suck, and if you don't know what that means, it means you're just sluggish and doing things like turning. It's a harsh punishment, and I think it's actually a great idea. It makes it more challenging and more rewarding for mastering the game's mechanics. But I don't know a single soul who would be mastering the art of Sonic Riders, let alone a Sonic game in general. Since we all suck at Sonic games, you're probably wondering how you get back this precious air that you're bound to lose while playing the game. Well, there's a couple of ways to go about this, but the one you will most likely be using is going through these massive blue rings called the air rings. They restore a bit of your air for you to get back in the race, and they're up higher when you're going on grind rails. But there's also some other minor ways to restore air. You could tailgate opponents until you get a slipstream, which raises the meter of air a teeny bit, but I don't think the devs made this to be the main way for you to get back air if you've lost most of it. Because how are you supposed to stay in with the opponents if they have air to use and you don't? Riddle me that one, Batman. Oh yeah, and I guess you can also land a bunch of tricks successfully to get air too, but that's not important either. This factor of using air to go faster results in the game having a massive risk and reward type. Spends precious air to go faster, but that's also trusting that you'll be able to gain back the air to keep it sustainable. I think the game does a good job of this, and it results in an awesome mechanic. The game isn't very forgiving, however, so I want to present to you Wet Sheen's top 10 tips to Sonic Riders. Number 1, never let your air get to 0. You'll not be able to recover if you do. Number 2, boost in short bursts, not in long amounts. Short bursts allows you to keep control while still getting the speed. Number 3, use grind rails as much as you can. Trust me, they're free bursts of speed costing 0 air, and they can set up tricks as well. Number 4, focus on learning trick timings. If you know when to trick efficiently, it makes all the difference. Number 5, trick sparingly. They look like one of the most important factors of the game, and while they are, they're still very expensive on air and aren't worth the risk sometimes. Number 6, when it comes to the beginning of a race, stay behind your opponents. You don't want to be in the front running. Everyone is still bunched up together at this point, so it's just free air. Number 7, when you aren't using boosts for short bursts of speed, use them for after a shortcut to get the most out of the advantage a trick gives you. You want to get as much leverage as you possibly can. Number 8, this one is kind of common sense, but use gears, the boards, the jet boards in the game, that are good at things that you aren't good at. Like for instance, if you're bad at turning, use a high handling board so it's made easier for you to do that. Number 9, try to remember at least a decent route for you to follow on each track. And no, I'm not saying you have to go research and do a bunch of theory on the levels to find the best possible path for every scenario. No. Just when playing a track, try to etch out a decent and reliable path for you to remember to be taken. I don't expect people to get this for the first time playing a track though. It's going to take a few times on that track for you to get a path that you can remember. But having this as a guideline and a safety net really helps out when it comes to close calls and races. And number 10, do not panic when being hit. It happens to the best of us. So when you eventually do get hit, don't try to instantly recover by spamming boost out of the danger area, because that will just result in you losing control and crashing. Instead, stabilize, look for any air rings or rails, and rebuild your momentum as a normal pace. There's plenty of time for you to race to catch up, and the tracks are literally massive and have 3 laps each. Yeah, so that's basically all there is to know about the gameplay. Let's move on to like everything else. There's some new characters in this game as well. We've got Jet the Hawk, who's this green bird fucker who is our rival. Wave the Swallow, who is a pink bird fucker who is Jet's chick, I'm assuming. And Storm the Albatross, who is the guy Wave tells Jet not to worry about because he's just so alpha. This game, like I said, falls into that late 2000s radical-like theme. All the characters are taller and more edgy looking to appeal to teens better, and it makes the game feel epic. And it kind of results in the game having some sort of identity crisis. I mean, look at this game in comparison to other Sonic games. Never would a person who has only played something like Sonic 06 would think this came out the same year as that, because Rise just sits so distant from the other games. And that's not to say games where they change the style completely to others isn't sometimes a good thing, but it is a really risky decision. In some cases, like Paper Mario, that game is nothing like the mainline games. Different art style, different gameplay. It sits under the Mario name, but that's just the only resemblance it has to the Mario franchise. And yet there's still Mario fans who enjoy these games and try them out, as well as the main ones. But in this case, the game doesn't work. It doesn't remember... Like Paper Mario, Sonic Rise doesn't resemble Sonic mainline games at all. And it's pretty fair to say this game doesn't have much more than a niche community. The vast majority of fans wouldn't dare to play this game, because how differently it's done, how it just doesn't stick with the long-time fans. The players aren't playing for Sonic, they're playing for the gameplay and story. While in Mario, it's influenced by the fact that Mario is the character you play as, because Mario is just ultra mega famous. I'll give an example of this outside of games. It's sort of like watching a YouTuber. You can be watching them for their content or for the person themselves. Look at people such as SonnyV2 and Internet Anarchist. Their viewers watch that type of content. They don't stick to the certain channel who does it. I mean, they might be like loyal to them, but they still watch other channels who do the same thing. And it's because they aren't watching for that reason. They're clicking to watch a video essay. If I showed a subscriber of Internet Anarchist the downfall of, I don't know, Ninja, made by SonnyV2, likely chances they would click on it because it's the same style of content that they like watching, but just made a little bit differently. But in comparison, if I showed a Flamingo fan a Creekcraft stream, it's pretty unlikely that they'd be watching it, because Flamingo's audience watch for him. Anyone can make Roblox videos, but it's his character and trolling that makes his channel stand out above the rest. The viewers watch it to see Albert. That's also why only certain YouTubers can switch up their content completely and still get traction. Because they aren't watching for the thing they're doing, they're watching for the person themselves. It's also why many people get Mr. Beast on their thumbnails, because they know that their videos will skyrocket if they can get him on there, due to his sheer amount of subscribers and recognizable he is to the naked eye. A channel like me has a kind of mix of this. I can make any type of video I want, but I don't, because I know my audience watches for video essays. Though you probably noticed that I was able to switch between Sonic and Every Mickey pretty seamlessly without much of a drop off. The reason behind this is because a lot of my viewers also watch for me, my edits, my stuttering, my opinions. You can find others doing the same content like me, but you'll never find someone doing it exactly like me. And that's why, no matter what others do, no matter what they try, or how they try, they will never be Wet Sheen. Goodbye, Wet Sheen family.